All right, we are back again with another episode of the Dotted Line Podcast. I'm your host, Ray Dot, aka DJ Scotty Two Dotty, aka Mr. Make You Move Your Body. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to present my thought patterns to the world and to be able to sit before you and be able to discuss things that is a common thoughts in people's mind. Maybe they don't have the means to kind of express it or have the audience or the crowd or their lane to express it. So hopefully, as I'm doing this podcast, more attention is being brought to the necessary things that need attention. So I'm grateful about that. But without further ado, we gonna hop into these topics real quick. So today's 7 topics I'm gonna kind of touch on today: marriage, fatherhood. Would you rather be broke or heartbroken? Working smarter and not harder. The NBA All Star Game, the consistency of change in the black excellence in the black experience. So out of those 7 topics, we kind of got a good great slate, you know, um, in my opinion. And we gonna kick things off with the black experience slash black excellence. What does that mean for me? As far as the black experience is just that, a experience, and a experience that's unique to um being black. And every culture has their own unique experience, but I kind of pride myself on being a historian of the human experience, let alone the black experience. But it's kind of like there's the human experience and then there's the black experience. It's kind of like we're you know, subhuman or subservient human. Like we're like our own species as far as is everything, but we all God's children. So I don't buy into that notion that the black experience is just so um, different from other experiences, but we have a uniqueness about our experience because of the texture of our skin and what we you know the the preconceived notion of what being black is. It's something like I have learned just being a adult male, and even before I became a man, just knowing to seek things for your own personal experience. Like I can't say what a Turkish person should be doing or what a Turkish person should um how they should carry themselves, because I'm not a Turkish person or a Greek or a Jewish person or a Italian person. Like anybody of another culture, I'm not going to sit and say you ought to be doing this. And I feel like pretty much from Jump Street, when um Europeans discovered different ethnicities, especially us, is this like they kind of had it out as far as is like how can we exploit this? Because if you look at just the experience of just being um anything other than European, is you're really pigeonholed. You're really just in a place and space to where um you're kind of just left to fend for yourself, because it's kind of like they kind of divide and conquer people, which is just absurd, but that's just kind of how things are. So, but my black experience has been a very great one. It's been very unique. As far as is, me being a late bloomer with my gifts as far as speaking, because anybody who know me, and you probably can tell from watching podcasts or hearing my music or just knowing me personally, the stutter, the disfluency. So I was already self conscious of hey, can I speak to a large audience? Can I hold a conversation? And you watching this video, you watch the last video, you kind of see that yes, that's I can do these things, but growing up, being bullied, and stuff of that nature because of how I talk and this, that, and third, that hindered me as a child. But as a grown man, and you see what the world is really about, and the characteristics of hurt, the characteristics of this, that, and third, and insecurities and stuff like that, you kind of just let things be. So I don't have the same issues that I once had, but definitely a product of black excellence. My parents, build a dynasty with their Moss Heckle Club and black owned businesses and stuff of that nature. So I come from um a long line of black excellence, even though it's not written in books and heavily publicated. If you know, you know. I mean, can't nobody take that experience away from you. And I don't um specialize or associate with falsehood, so I'm not gonna come on this platform saying outlandish shit or try to boost what the Dotson name is, because I know what it is. What's understood don't have to be explained. So yeah. But being black is a incredible blessing and incredible gift from just genetically, just us having fat ass noses, big lips. You know, that's what make us us though. The uniqueness of everything that comes with us being black and stuff of that nature. As far as this fashion, just everything black is beautiful, and in my opinion, even if I was Italian or European, any European descent, it has to be some beauty in being black because of the fact that how exploited it. Anything that's exploited, it has value. Anything. I don't care if it's minerals, resources, whatever. It has value. So you look at it like that. Reason why so much turmoil has been linked to being black is because we have value that motherfuckers want us to kind of just implode within, or give our value, which can never be taken to another ethnicity, which can't never happen. You are who you are as a culture and as a person. So that's my take on the black experience, in kind of like a brief nutshell. So moving on to the next topic, though, the consistency of change. Uh, if you kind of see me typing on my phone, I'm trying to timestamp. I didn't timestamp um the last topic, but I can always go back and see when I started talking about the black experience. But yeah, as I transition from topic to topic, I'm gonna do that so that within the description, you kind of just click on what topic you want to listen to first, or if you don't care about a topic, you can just go to the topic that most intrigue you. But also, and I should have said this prior to starting the video, guys. Like, subscribe. The best way to get what I'm saying out, not to try to bring necessarily revenue. It's not really about the money. It's about helping others have a voice, and for things that's more important than money or fame, notoriety. If I can use notoriety to get things noticed, that's what it's all about. So if you like anything that you're hearing, please like, subscribe, share, tell whoever, a coworker, whoever, so that things can get out more. But yeah, the consistency of change. So there's nothing more consistent in all of humanity than change. Um, and I feel like me being in a bracket where people can't really handle change because it's so abruptly, or growing up, change was just every single day, every week. You didn't know whether you was coming or going. Pause. Type shit. Where like as far as this everything that you experience, from your housing to if you was gonna eat or not, stuff of that nature. So I can see how people's mind may be like, I hate change and this, that, and third. But we're living, as the cliche is, we're living in an ever changing world, and that is true though. So but how like I kind of manage change is just adapting with it. One thing about change, it tell you change is about to happen. It's not something that's necessarily always abrupt. The I feel like it's always signs, whether it's you see let's say, like, for like example, if different eras, like let's say back in like the 50s, right? You see like a news article, plant 54, the steel plant, laying off people. Change is like coming. So let's say you're in plant 53 and plant 54 is laying off people. You see that change is coming, or and that's bike. But in like this era, if you see certain things on social media, you'd be like, okay, change is about to happen. And I feel like for the most part, people again like can't handle it because of how it impacts their bottom line and stuff of that nature. And I understand that, but there's certain things that I feel like God put in our path on this timeline to define our character, to define of a era of what this era is going to be defined off of, when it's all said and done, and we're fossil fuel and this and third. When it's all said and done and people read about what it was like during this time period. And I know a lot of people don't really reach and search that far back. Like, it's probably like a very small percentile of people who do that. I'm definitely in that percentile. I love history. I love it, love it, love it. But when that small percent of people look back and say, "Man, what was it like during COVID in 2020? What was it like when Trump was president? What was it like to the first black like when people look back, it's gonna be things that's define this like era. So that's something that God, I feel like, implements in society so that we can stay with on our toes with the things that we're doing. And is this, as far as this day to day, as far as relationships go, that too, anything that's not for you, God will move it out of your way. Because I try to always ask God to go before me, even though He do that already. You know, but I'm just thankful that He does that, because anything that's not for you, He will not make it for you. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. So if you kind of pissed that you didn't get a certain job, or no jobs are calling you back, and you've been laid off for a while, things may seem crazy, but you're right where you need to be. And I know, speaking from experience, that's hard to sit down and experience change. That's extremely hard, especially when you're so used to everything being a certain way. Because me, recently, I'm learning to deal with letting my wife, kind of do certain things that I'm so accustomed to doing. But that's the thing, I'm gonna kind of touch on that in like the marriage topic. That's the thing about being married. But that's a change that I'm kind of experiencing and going through. But yeah, that's my take on you know the consistency of change and stuff of that nature. So speaking of marriage, let's just go ahead and make that the next topic. Let me timestamp this. 1508. Okay. 1 second. Alright, so since I kind of just mentioned marriage, let's just let that be the next topic we discuss. So, some of you may know, some of you may not know, but right now everybody will be in the realm of knowing. Um, this is my second marriage, but I only been married one time. I know that kind of sound like what the fuck, but marriage is something that's very sacred. It's something that's very serious, and there is some, and it's something to be said about marriage, especially in like this era. Anybody who know me, I'm very old. I'm very old fashioned. Um, Again, going back to what I was saying with like change and stuff of that nature, there's certain things that I feel like we allow to change because it's just it was just me personally. I feel like it was just something to do. Like, okay, let's just change what a marriage looks like. Let's just change what XYZ looks like when it really did need to be changed. And I know from being married previously, it takes work. It takes two people working together, not just working apart or working towards a different goal. You have to have the same end game. You may have different ways of getting to that end game, but as long as the end game is the best interest of everybody, then that's what it is. But being married is something that's serious business, and that's something that I have vowed to be serious about, because anybody who know who my wife is know that she's no nonsense. She's no nonsense about things that she loves at all. And talking to family members recently, I have kind of learned that it's three people that in my life that love me in a way that's unimaginable. Not including God, because God is in His own realm, but my mom, my oldest sister, and my wife, and to kind of stay on the marriage. When it comes to the love that my wife gives me, it's so relentless. It's relentless. Even when it's days where I don't feel like I should be loved, because we all have those days where like you don't feel like you're doing enough. You shouldn't be uh awarded grace. You shouldn't be awarded mercy. You shouldn't be awarded certain things. That's just how certain men are like wired. Sometimes I'm learning to kind of unravel those things within myself. But her love is just relentless. Like she'll go to the floor about hers. So anything that she like loved dearly or she passionate about, she would go to the floor for it. She would do whatever it takes to make sure that hey, I love you. Hey, I'm here for you. And I felt like that was very unique at a time period. Me transitioning from um you know having a certain setup within my life and experiencing a difficult time with being married the first time and getting out of that marriage and transitioning from um one marriage to back to the dating scene. And we've been together for 5 years. We're going close to a year of being married, but just the fact being how much she just loves me is crazy. Just how thoughtful, how creative, how strong of a woman she is, because she has a very must hear testimony, but how gracefully she handles herself, how charismatic, how joyful she is something that the world should marvel at. And me being her husband, if you guys have ever been around us, you kind of know we're like yin and yang, and like I kind of say we're Shaq and Kobe because of the fact that like she's so dominant, like Shaq, as far as just her personality is in your face, relentless. Just I know what it needs to be done, and stuff of that nature. And then me being Kobe, I'm more strategic. I'm laid back, but I'm precisely relentless. So I kind of pick my spot. She just already know. Okay, man, ball right here, man. Like it's kind of like that, and like I pretty much love our dynamic because she's fiery and I'm laid back. I kind of turn up when it's time to turn up, but she has her. She's the right like she's like the right mix of being no nonsense, but still being so soft and so understanding and stuff like that. So I love being married. Anybody who's in a long term marriage, I will definitely salute that because that's a blessing. 10, 20, 30s, 40s, 50s. That shit is not easy because that's a decade different. Like each decade is a different decade of work if you think about it. Because you got kids, and then once kids grow up, and now you kind of gotta okay, now we kind of gotta reshuffle to okay, the rest of this time, us being together, what does that look like? And home buying, car buying, vacations, and when I met my wife, my biggest thing was just letting her know that I want all my experiences like to be with one person, good, bad, ugly, and I want the right person to experience me because I am high vibration. Anybody who know me, anybody who's ever been in a room, talk to me, high intellect, high vibration. Me always being me. I can say that about me with self assurance. And not in an arrogant or condescending or any negative way because it's something to be said when you're like who you are. But the fact that since day one, since I met my wife, is just been up. When I was going through the roughest time of my young life, she was there. She was there. She got me closer to God. She got me in a different headspace. She got me in a different pattern of just living, just seeing life. And she moved me from a major city in Chicago to a very desolate but needed part of Indiana. But I'm thankful. We're hopefully moving forward especially by next year. We're moving away from here where we're currently at, but that change was needed for like my life. Definitely, anybody who has spent 20, 30, 40 years in the same place, certain things start to be asked, like what have you done, like what have you done and what are you doing moving forward. And some people may just be cool with not necessarily accomplishing anything, or just okay with just what has transpired, which is to each his own. But having a partner that pushes you, a partner that don't settle, that's just high level marriage. And I'm grateful to be married to my wife. Baby, I love you forever and always, no matter what. And she's my backbone. She's the wind beneath my wings at all times, even when we sometimes briefly butt heads, because that's another thing. We don't argue. She respect me, I respect her. She um respect my ways of dealing with things and vice versa. But that's the beauty, that's the versatility about being married. That is so fucking dope because it's just you can be yourself and you can grow. You can say, hey, why you do that? Like on like a for real level, not on no like I'm saying this so that I can start an argument. Hey, like why you think like that? Why like that shit is dope to like have adult conversations like that where like okay, hey, well, how come you chose to say this versus that? Like that shit is dope. So anybody who's in a 2, 3 year, 4, 5 year relationship, thinking about marriage, my advice to you, as long as you did your homework and it's been a can consistent consecutive consecutively I butchered that word, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. As long as it's like, reoccurring years of you guys being together, by all means, shoot for it, and again, what's meant for you would be for just you. So that's my take on, marriage. A beautiful thing to indulge in and be a part of if your heart, your mind, your body, spirit is one with God and one with your partners. Beautiful thing to be in. Um, okay. Okay, let's switch things up. Let's switch things up to the NBA All Star game that just happened this previous Saturday. We had 26-14. Okay. So in my last video, we was kind of talking about the current state of the NBA, but I wanted to kind of um touch on like the All Star game, and I seen the clip from when Kobe was alive and stuff of that nature, where he was saying pretty much how like motherfuckers be playing harder at UCLA than and like the All Star game, and I think motherfuckers was pretty much saying like I think it was Anthony Edwards. He was like, shit, hey, it's a break, shit. I'm not gonna hurt myself pretty much, or I'm not gonna tee up like that shit. It's an All Star break shit. We just kicking it type shit. We kind of going through the motions, but um, it's nah. Like I I pride myself on watching high level basketball. So if motherfuckers not trying to like hoop like for real, and like we have seen it where like okay, this team where you could donate X amount of dollars to a charity, or this team is playing for this charity, or get to this certain number, this team donates X amount of dollars, or threes made, dunks, et cetera, et cetera. But I feel like because I seen a clip also of Adam Silver was like, "Oh, congratulations to type the ease," but he was like, "Well, congratulations." Like he was kind of like kind of thinking like, well, okay, yeah, this shit right here is not gonna transpire. We're not gonna just keep on just not having competitive games because it's fucking up church money. Like if you're not putting a viewable product out on the floor, some furniture gonna be moved. Period. So I think next year, I'm not sure what city the All Star is gonna be in, but I'm pretty sure next year it's gonna be something else implemented into those festivities to where players are gonna have to really tee the fuck up. I mean, I'm not saying play lockdown defense every fucking like possession type shit, but if you watch the All Star game, like Dame was knocking the motherfucking bottom out the net, like, but motherfuckers was not guarding him. It was just like, okay, you score, all right, you score, okay, you score. Like it was, motherfuckers was going through the motions. And I get it's All Star break, you this and the third, but motherfuckers paying a fortune. Like motherfuckers saving it, like a motherfucker saving up for All Star break next year. Motherfuckers then already started a payment plan probably, and like you already know motherfuckers going upscale and tax you for just minimal shit. Like you saw it at the Super Bowl. Motherfuckers I think paid like $7, $8 for like, a bottle of water. Like crazy, so is this shit like that's just crazy. But yeah though, like, definitely feel like changes are definitely coming to like the All Star game because yeah, that shit is crazy because you want shit to be competitive, you want things to make sense. So um yeah, it's definitely gonna be some furniture moving. It's gonna be some things changing there. All right. So the next topic, um, working smarter and not harder. We at the 30, 10. 1 second. Trying not to have too much dead airtime between topics, but yeah, working smarter and not harder. You know, I feel like this has been like really rocking my motherfucking um train of thought lately. Like I'm talking about, it's been heavy on my mind because it's just anybody again, anybody who know me know how much I motherfucking love working and just get like just laying it all out, because again, my thought pattern, how I was raised, things that I was told through school and this and the third. If you work hard, you get what you work for. As an adult, you're learning is different things, it's different factors, it's things that's out of your control that dictate what the end result looks like from you working hard. Because I feel like, and I'm gonna kind of say this a lot during this topic, and it kind of transition to like what I'm trying to say. It's a verse about Young Dolph where like he say, "Rich niggas ain't dumb, dumb niggas ain't rich," meaning the smartest person can really just minimize a hard worker. Because if I'm smart enough to create a situation where you have to overexert yourself for a minimum payment, because I know you're a hard worker. I'm smart enough to know that, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna always win because I don't care how much you work hard. You're never gonna accumulate what what I have because I was smart enough to um peep game. Whether I had generational wealth or I just kind of created something new, some new shit. And now you're and I'm saying this because I'm I'm the hard worker in this scenario that I just brought up because I feel like no matter what I do as far as this work wise outside of this, because I kind of have moved my train of thought to like stuff like this shit that I'm doing now, rather is music, my podcast, DJing, whatever the case may be. This is work. This is my 9 to 5. Me going and working at any job. I don't care what it is, any form of me being paid is just something that I have to do because people are depending on me and I'm dependent on me. So it's more like making dependable dollars, if that makes sense. But I know I'm working hard and not smart because of the fact that nobody in the space of business have to respect you as a hard worker. And that's something that, again, I'm not pulling this out my ass. I'm not just saying from necessarily like my whole personal experience, but you experience things together. We experience things together. Like if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've seen hard workers disrespected. You've seen that. Like it's not just you've been personal victims to it, probably, but like you have seen people just get just motherfucking just disregarded. I worked at a fast food job that was primarily Hispanics, and it was people who probably didn't have a citizenship, but Hispanics, I love y'all. So salute, like that motor is unmatched. And it was a guy there named Sergio, and this man fixed a shelf, put in a sink, and put in the toilet in the same day, along with still doing the tasks that the job initially required. But because, motherfuckers knew, oh, he's a handyman too, oh, we can pay him, the same thing. We may throw him a couple dollars extra, like little shit. Like, if let's say we paying him $500 a week, we would throw him like 550, 575 versus like $100 per task that he's doing. We would throw him a extra 50, 75 type shit. And that's the thing. Like, you're always gonna be at a disadvantage by like working like this to the point to where there is no ground being made. Because I'm a sensible man. I pride myself on having things make sense, things being sensible. I'm okay with change. Let's say, for example, if a company wants to move, to a different state, if y'all willing to pay for housing, if y'all willing to do all the necessities, but again, no employer don't have to respect you like that, because we have seen it with Harley Davidson and different manufacturers. If motherfuckers can find a different way of making the same product in a different country, or for less, for we're getting more pay or equal pay with less, or we're getting equal work, or greater work, and we can lower pay. Hell, what? That's just capitalism doing its thing. That's just what, again, like I said in the last video, working 9 to 5. Like, that's what the country has been founded on. Finding the hardest workers and pairing them up with the smartest wallets. Motherfuckers who smart enough to invest their money wisely, but at the same time, I'm gonna exploit you at your own expense. Because what the fuck can you do? You need to eat, right? Your baby need food, right? Your wife need those shoes, right? Oh, okay. You gonna work for $15 an hour, because what the fuck else are you gonna do? You can't rob no bank. Like how, like, this is not the John Diligent days. Like, it's too many ways to get popped off immediately by doing some shit like that. Like I said in the last video, that scamming shit. All right, okay, okay, but eventually, again, it's a lot of ways to get bopped doing that too. Motherfuckers may be jealous at your hustle at scamming. They may backdoor you. They may even snitch on you. So, I mean, and then, is this to kind of like summarize the, like my official take on working hard versus working, smart, is this, again, learning, like, hopefully what I just said kind of put y'all on game and put things in perspective, or like I kind of reiterated what's going on, and just getting to a point to where you're the one working smart and not hard, but turning this stigma around. Because, like, I don't feel like just because I know, like, that's like me saying, because I'm a DJ, this is me working smart using my God given talent. I'm gonna oversell this product because you need a DJ, right, for your event. Right now, currently in 2024, I'm hitting motherfuckers for just $1,000. And motherfuckers have been quoted when me and my wife got married. Motherfuckers were saying 20, like 2,500, 3K. Like, so, and I have the laptop. I have a flagship controller in front of me. I have a mic. I have speakers. I could easily say 1,500, but me being reasonable, me trying to I'm trying to network, because I'm going to always, God willing, I'm going to always try to produce a good product, try to hype up the crowd, try to, DJ the best I possibly can, try to definitely play all the must plays stuff of that's that nature. But I'm not so caught up in my gift that I can't have grace. You know that I can't look at people situation and not be like, you know what, John and Jill wants to spend XYZ on a photographer. How come if they photographer got 2,000, why can't I get 2,000? I mean, some people think that that's good business by all means, but I'm not trying to exploit people. Money come and go. Like as quick as you got it, that shit fly. Like money has wings on it. You may not see a pig fly in your lifetime, but you motherfuckers have seen money. I'm talking about just take off like a fucking rocket because it's just it's currency. It's currently circulating. Is constantly circulating. So shit. You know, ups and downs, law of gravity. So that's how like I feel about working smart versus hard because it's extremely difficult to like be in this realm of like knowing, but being at peace with it, being at peace, knowing that you know as long as I'm continuing to actually work on things that's been God given to me versus this I'm being of service to services that's not of service to like me. As long as I put in the work right here where like it matters the most, because this is working without working. This is something that I would love to do absolutely full time. Like I'm talking about day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out on like a public scale. And as time progresses, I'm God willing, I will get to that point. But I don't mind putting in work, but I just want shit to I just want to be smart with it too. But yeah, just again the kind of pit in this topic, um find out what your gift is and be smart with it so that you don't have to be exploited by people who exploit people because everybody want to be the biggest pimp lately, and this time period, everybody want to have the strongest pimp hand type shit. So but yeah, that's my take on working hard versus smart. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Broke or being heartbroken. Um, is it 42? 42. Let's just say 43. All right. So, being broke or being heartbroken. I would most okay. Me now, I would rather be heartbroken than to be broke. Me at 16 through about 22, I would rather be heartbroken, well, broke than heartbroken. Because at one point I was a hopeless romantic before I knew who God called me to be, and have more self control and have more um, mental stability to maintain seasons. Because we're all experiencing a form of being broke and a form of being heartbroken. You may be heartbroken because you're broke, So like it's just, um, I get it, but I would definitely rather be heartbroken than broke because you can internally fix your broken heart. Being broke, you gotta put in some real work. You gotta put in some real work. Being heartbroken too, but like I feel like like the same people that can help you through the storm of being heartbroken can't help you through the storm of being broke. Cause motherfuckers can, man, bro, man, it ain't that serious, or girl, you can find me. Woo, woo. Ask motherfucker for man, hey, I'm so heartbroken, man, that I had a miss, rent, man. You got me on rent. Message LB today. Hey, they go clear your ass to voicemail, gang. For real, for real. So yeah, don't even play in motherfucker's face like that. You feel me? So it is this. Um, I would much rather be heartbroken than broke in this day and age, man. Because society, friends, family ain't what those dynamics not what they used to be. So a motherfucker can spare a few minutes for like a phone call, helping you through like a heartbreaking, making you laugh and stuff of that nature. But not everybody is cut out to help you when you're broke, like having no money and shit like that. Because it's just like we prioritize our bottom line as money so heavily that we can spare time that we can't get back versus something that we can always go out and get as far as money. Ain't that crazy? Because everybody is not mentally strong enough to withstand certain things that break their heart. But again, like I feel like it's easier to find people like even not like not physical people, like even physical people, like find a self help video going through, like, because again, like YouTube has taught me more than any. You can merge all my teachers together that I've ever even had do in a school setting, and YouTube will still beat it because it's literally a oasis of just whatever you can even think of. Like YouTube, it has it. So it's just like the fact of being, it's so many avenues to kind of like get you out of a certain headspace and mend your broken heart. It's music too. Like, so it's like different. It's so much easier to mend a broken heart in my Al Green voice than to when you down bad, motherfuckers just, hey man, bro, that's tough, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm praying for you, bro. Woo, woo. And girl, hey, man, like, so, hey, so, but to each his own. And again, like, subscribe, also comment, man. Like, I need feedback. You feel me? So like, anything that you find intriguing, anything that you feel like, hey, hey Ray, touch on this, or what you mean by that. I would definitely respond. So yeah, y'all leave a comment on every topic, but like this topic in particular, I would love to hear feedback. Would you rather be broke or heartbroken? Um, so yeah, that's how I feel about that topic. But I save this topic for last because this is one of them topics that's it's to like me is a legacy. You know how like that game 6 in Boston, where like Brian, when like he did like the stare, where like he was so locked in and he was hitting faders, threes. This is a topic that's a legacy defining topic. So I kind of wanted to save the best for last. I'm gonna do this for that 48, 45. Um, yeah. So this last topic is about fatherhood, and shout out to all the fathers. Um, Motherfuckers don't get enough credit for all the sacrifices that you had to make, and I know that we would never experience what it's like to give birth, but just having the tremendous weight of being present at all times, whether it's physical, because you can be present physically and be gone mentally. So being present physically, mentally, spiritually, in all facets, I salute real fathers. I salute anybody who has gone above and beyond the call of duty for their child, who have laid down their life for their children, um, who have worked long, grueling hours just so that they can have a Christmas, can have a birthday. Men and my Kevin Gates, voice, men greet men. And I have no problem giving props. Because I'm a man, before I'm anything, before I was a father, before I was somebody's husband, even as I became somebody's child, this was destined for me to become a man. And part of being a man is father. And anybody who knows my situation as far as me being a father, I'm not, I should, why not? This is kind of why like I kind of save this topic for like last. Anybody who knows me as a father and know my situation, knows how difficult actual fathering time is for me. Um, is very much a circus act almost because of the fact it's kind of like I say that because of the fact that it's a lot of like what can he do versus what he can do, you know? Like it's almost like a show and tell type thing. Because my daughter's first year of life, I'm talking about um once I got the DNA test and found out that she was mine, it was up. It was up. Because I come from a two parent home and a lot of black males especially can't say that. So it was never a doubt in my mind like once I found out she's mine, my daughter's mine, let me just slowly fade to the black because I'm scared of responsibility. I run towards the smoke until I see fire. Like even once I see fire, I stay within the flame. Like I don't like to break my spirit is very very difficult to do because it's just I've had it broken because of this said topic of being a father, and I just feel like since I've been a father, like I was saying, like the first year of my daughter's life, I was present every step of the way. I seen her take her first steps. Her first words was daddy. And it's just you know yeah, like pretty much after that first year has been kind of just what has been, and I know back in 2019, when I was transitioning from married to single, I didn't see her the entire calendar year, and I was back and forth with courts trying to get a divorce. And in the state of Illinois, when you get a divorce, you have, especially when there's kids involved, you have to go and do like a parenting class. You have to take like it's like a day class you got to attend, and then you got to take um a course online. I did both of this, and I didn't see my child, not because it was court ordered, but because of who I chose to procreate with. And I'm not here to bash who I had a child with, because I made a adult the decision, even though I wasn't the man that I am today by no means. But at the end of the day, you can't. I can't go back and be like, let me, nah, because my daughter is probably the most pivotal thing that have ever happened in my life because I'm not sure if like who I would be without her existing. I don't even know if I would even met who I'm currently married to if it wasn't for my daughter's existence. So she's extremely big in my life. But um my experience in fatherhood is it's been very lowballed. It's been exploited. It's been kind of just brushed aside. It has not been a call of action because I'm type of person that I know what it takes to be successful in a lot of things, But this shit right here, um, it takes a village to raise a child. It does. It takes a village to sustain a child. And me hearing different things, whether it's she's struggling with reading or she's struggling with this, she's struggling tying her shoes, and I'm not in the equation at all. I'm not getting a phone call from her, mother. I'm not getting any updates. And you may be thinking, man, hey, reach out, bro. Woo, woo, right? Okay. Mind you, 20, like I said, back in 2019, right? No dialect. I got, pictures or maybe a text here, very, very like, once every 6 months, once every three, like very vague. And anybody who know me, when it comes to certain things like this, you cannot be emotionally driven because that's when the permanent damage starts. Because I know anybody who know my situation, whether it's verbatim or hearsay, a lot of people would have the mentality of, man, could not have been me, man. I would have and that's fine. That's what you would have did. That's fine. That's rare. That's well within the realm of possibility of what you would have possibly did if you're in this situations. But you have to factor in every man is their own man, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And me being the type of man that I am, I'm not gonna be define when. And if translate that in Japanese, that translates to kamikaze. I'm not gonna be a kamikaze to the situation because I'm so emotionally driven. And I know what I just said as far as this, it's been non-existent. I've been exploited. I've been XYZ. But these are emotions that I have learned to process. Hence why I'm talking about it. So um, I couldn't just go and just beat her mama ass. That's all. That's her. That's her whole mama. Like, I can't do that. I can't just go and just snatch my daughter because she has that's her mom. You know, in spite of how I may feel or she may feel about me, that's still her mama. Right, wrong, good, bad. So I can't just up and just fuck that. This my child. Woo woo woo. Because look at what I'm presenting to like my daughter. And a lot of people may not always remember certain things, but shit like that, even if it's just years later, it lingers. It's certain shit from my childhood that I remember that my parent might have said to me that still crosses my mind every now and then. But again, I'm raising a black woman. Like, and I was telling my wife this, I have so much admiration for a black woman because I feel like they're the most exploited human being that has ever existed because of the fact that not only are they black, they're women, and we have like black women have such a long history of just no nonsense that society's try to just tone them down and why you so loud and this down and third. Now it is a time and place for everything, but personality is just that. It's genetically coded. So I'm trying to raise a black woman, you know, in a society, especially in this timeline, in this day and age, that's it's so much to skew her mind. Let me like because this is what a black woman should be. We should, and I'm saying like this is perhaps what she could possibly think later down the line. Let me shake my ass because me working towards a degree is too slow. Let me degrade myself for $1. And even prior to this era, that has been going on for generations. But you know, it's different things, different documentaries, different things to arm the mind with that, because she's not with me physically, that I can't do. And calling and texting, it don't get through. And even if at one point, it's a pattern too, with my fatherhood. It's a pattern to where it gets to a point to where like we'll talk for like a minute, and then it go months without talking, or I send like a call of action. I have sent plenty of call of action messages to my daughter's mom saying, "Hey, let's let's meet up. Let's have a Zoom call, a FaceTime. Let's figure out what we're doing for her schooling." No, like no rebuttal. And I have said, I have a lot of people have said this to me. Oh, just keep trying. It looked good for the court. It looked good for this. But to go back to what I said about working hard or smart, I'm a sensible man. Things have to make sense to me. Like things have to progress in a positive, in a sustainable way. Me calling and texting, if that would have yielded what's necessary, which is face to face, communication, um, stuff of like that nature, if that would have yielded, that, me doing what is being asked, repeatedly from me to do, I would have, it would have been no, asking anybody what you think I should do. Like it would be none of that, because it would be working the way it should be working. But again, even speaking back to the black woman in America, even my daughter's mother, she comes from a long line of generational curses. I was around her family briefly for a few years, but anybody who know her family, or know who I'm talking about, you can see so many generational curses. And I'm not knocking. I'm not like I could air out they dirty laundry like a motherfucker, but it's not the type of man I am. I have discernment, and I have uh, a pity understanding for who they are. I don't like it at all. I don't respect it at all. But I have pity. I have a very small window of empathy, because it's programming. It's programming. Because of the fact that when you don't know nobody, you elect not to do better, even if it's, hey, you shouldn't rob, you shouldn't kill, you shouldn't do this, things that's been laid out, you just choose not to do it because, oh, being grimy, being deceitful, if it's comfortable, it's getting me marginal, is sustainable for like me, even though it's marginal. I would rather crash out, my credit, or lie, or cheat, or steal, or do this, that, and the third, because it's marginal gain. Is not getting me to a place to where I never have to work again, or my family is set up for generations, but it's getting me to paying, it's getting me towards paying my rent, right? It's getting me in this new car, right? But the sustainability is missing. You would rather deceit your way, or lie your way, or finesse your way, versus getting it out the mud. That's the same thing if I was a pro boxer and I was to fight a boxer that was on steroids, and he whooped my ass, and it come out he was, using roids. You had to cheat your way for your success. I don't I try never to take any shortcuts, because shortcuts end up cutting you. And I just feel like with this situation, um it's gonna take a lot of unpacking as my daughter gets older. And but one thing about fatherhood, it's a lifelong calling, until I transition from this being. I will always be a father. Once a father, always a father. So no matter if I'm able to um, be in her life the way that that's a birthright, or if I'm able to communicate to her in this setting where she stumbled across my YouTube channel or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, I want her to be a good contributor to society. I want her to know that her father and her stepmother will forever and always love her, and whatever she chooses to do within the realm of possibility, she can do it. I want to instill in her just the necessities. I'm not trying to program her to be a tyrant or to make bad decisions. I want her to be a individual. I want her to have her own flair, her own style, her own thought patterns. I want her to challenge things that I say. Why not? Why not? Because she's like in a Marvel, the variants. I dub my children's as variants. Same thing, but in a different universe, in a different timeline. So she's the female me in a different timeline. That's how like I kind of view it. I'm different. I'm weird. I'm nerdy. That's fine. But yeah, like why not? I want that relationship, and you guys just continue to um keep me in thought and prayer, and like again, and I always say this whenever I pray. How things are right now, it's not going to be how they will be forever. But whenever I pray over my child, I always say that because I know there will come a time where things is going to be all out in the open, and there's not going to be no, well, it wasn't like that. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Accountability is going to be accounted for eventually. It may not be right now, may not even be this year, it may not even be next year. But those tables turn, and you have to remain accountable. And I'm not on Club Shay Shay. I'm not trying to be bitter. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus because it seemed like whenever you speak truth, you're bitter, or you're trying to exploit people. You're trying to nah. It is what it is. The truth is just that. That's like me telling you what my name is. Is what the fuck it is. It's not something that's like hidden. It's not something that's you gotta kind of like think about. It's obvious. What it is obvious, but it don't take away from me experiencing my level of parenting, because when I am around my daughter, like fatherhood is awesome. Even though I'm going through what I'm going through, it's awesome because it's just like even she got my stutter, she got my mannerisms, she got my nose, she got my whole face. Like it's just like it's it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see yourself in an in another being like that. That's just you gotta just thank God, cause his handmanship is crazy. So yeah, that's just my brief. That's why I kind of saved that for last. That's just kind of like my little brief summary of me being a father, and again, any father who's doing what they supposed to do, I salute that. And I know I may not fit the criteria of a good father because I'm not physically active in my daughter's life, and again, I'm not hiding that. But again, is reason behind that. But anybody who know me. So a time will come where I'm able to showcase the whole plethora of my fatherhood, not just um a minimum package of it, the whole spectrum. That time will come, and until such time, I remain in prayer. I remain I let my father be my father spiritually. So and even with like my own father, you know, he has taught me a lot. Our relationship has grown a lot closer um in the past few years, like at one point I had a lot of resentment over things that's had nothing to do with me. But me becoming a father and me experiencing my own things, I gave him a well needed apology. And I'm not saying my father's perfect. No father is, no parent is. But I had no reason really, to be honest, to feel resentment, because one thing that my mother always said, no matter what they had going on, he always showed up for us, meaning his kids, and that's facts. So, um, shout out to Pops, man. Love you. But yeah, this will conclude episode 2, and this one was probably a tear jerker, or very insightful, and I hope that it was, because this is something that I pride myself on, like, doing. This is work, so I pray that something was said, something was heard, something was received to help you be a better you, or this can help somebody that's struggling with whatever they're dealing with. So yeah, I just hope that this reaches to where it needs to reach, and you guys is again, keep your head up. Can continue to push boundaries, continue to be the best version of yourself, and let hate, doubt leave your mind. Um, get more spiritually fit, get more physically fit, get more mentally fit, get fit in all aspects of your life. So yeah, this is Ray Dot, aka DJ Scotty Two Dotty, aka Mr. Make You Move Your Body, signing off. Again, like, subscribe, share, whatever you feel is best, but show some form of love to the channel, man. But yeah, until next time, y'all. It's been real.